Shoots lady. Hey, Shoots. How you guys doing today? Glad you guys are here. Thank you for being here. Hope you had a good holiday. Are you looking forward to New Year's? Say in 2025, I have to go back to work in 2026. Yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there. If only we could do this full time and not have to have real jobs, right? Wouldn't that be something? I mean, could you imagine doing YouTube full time? Selling your wares, making enough money to survive. That would be cool. But likelihood of that happening is slim. But no, it's too hard nowadays. You gotta do it for the fun. You gotta do it for the love of your craft. And if it ends up happening, it ends up happening. But yeah, I just think it's too many creators out there. And you know what helped a lot of creators was COVID. A lot of creators blew up during the COVID era. So maybe we could talk to the Chinese and have them set out another flag and see how that works. Hey Tracy, how are you? So if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button. It is appreciated. Shoots, are you guys going live tonight? There, are you guys going live? Yeah, I seen you were live this afternoon. Wasn't sure if you were going to go live again. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Woohoo! Member for 1 month. Thank you, my friend. And that is always appreciated. Hey, Canadian Chris, how's it going, eh? How was your holidays? And hey, Chris. I seen Independent Joe is shutting the channel down for a little bit. Is that something you can talk about, or I'm gonna watch it tonight? First time I seen it was on his he posted a post on Facebook. 7 months. Look at that. Appreciate you guys. Members for 7 months. Post that. Next to Bear and the Boss Ladies members, we have the best members on this channel. But Bear and the Boss Lady coming in first. I'm wanting to make this gnome house a little wonky. Oh snap, look at that. Wes does it's been a member for 2 months. Nice. Cedar Grow Box, thank you for being here. I haven't done a carving live in a minute. Yeah, Kevin, I know it's not Thursday. Just hanging out. Just gonna do some carving. So figured I'd go live. I am planning on going live New Year's Eve. I'll talk to Rusty, see what his plans are. But I don't really do anything as far as going out for New Year's. So I will be live if you guys are willing to hang out. Wes should get Creator of the Year, man. 1 year, almost 5K in almost 5K subs in a year. That's pretty awesome. So Kevin, I was gonna do a Christmas, but my grandson ended up coming over, spending a few days with me. So I really didn't feel right going live on Christmas with my grandson here. You know, I guess any other time it would have been cool. But with it being Christmas, you know, it's time to spend some time with him. Hey Francis, thank you for being here. Yeah, and he really liked the end tables that Santa brought him. But one thing about the end tables is Santa was in such a hurry making them, not so much last minute, but just trying to get them done with the cold weather and stuff, that Santa forgot to stain the bottom of them. So when I was showing him the functionality of the end tables, at how, you know, you could stand them up like I had pictured on the thumbnail or in the video, you can also set them down as a bench. Well, when I laid them down as a bench, he's like, I think Santa forgot to finish it. And I looked and I was like, oh, you're right. Those pesky elves. So after Christmas was done, I told him I would fix Santa's mistake, and I would try to figure out what stain he used on the rest of the tables, and I would fix them for him. So I did. But I thought that was funny. Because it happens. Yes, there's a video of the end table. It is something, it's called something like, I can't believe these end tables cost $30 to make. Something like that. I don't remember the title offhand, but it is on the page. Hey Gerald, how you doing? Thank you for being here. So next year, I'll still be doing some carving, but I'm going to really refocus on doing some more builds, getting back into making things, and some smaller projects. I put a poll up, surprisingly. I put a poll up, around 50 people from the channel voted on it, and pretty much everything for the build, including carving, building, small crafts and stuff. Everything's pretty much right down the line. So it seems like, you know, a good mix of everything will work out good. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and do some good builds, some easy builds, some good craft stuff, and still do some carving. If I can try a puzzle table. So that's exciting. And I've got some really cool ideas for Valentine's Day. Yes, I'm starting to get ideas and builds ready for Valentine's Day videos. So that's really cool. And I can't wait to get into those. Did a pretty cool video last year where I did a shadow box with a heart inside of it. So I'm going to try to do not that same thing, but about the same, but keep it different for one project, and the other ones are going to be a surprise. But yeah, I think I'm going to do a couple table builds. Awesome. I'm going to do some wall decor builds, some art builds, some more tables, and some shelves. I got a lot of plans this year. I've got a lot of plans for some builds. So selling my wood spirits. Those are going pretty good. And in fact, they asked when I was going to bring some more in. So I guess I need to get busy on making some more wood spirits, or just take them what I've got. I've got a whole collection going on in there. So maybe I'll take all the 2025 wood spirits in, and then start on the 2026 collection. How's that? Sound like a plan? If you guys haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. It is truly appreciated. It's crazy to think that the channel is almost, I think we're just over 100 subs away from 2,500 subs, which is crazy. It's crazy. I never imagined getting that many subs in a year. Fish sandwiches actually sound pretty good, Jeff. I might come by and raid your kitchen. I made mazzaroli. Went to the gym today. That was cool. Spent about an hour on the treadmill. A little more. It felt good. Yeah, I know it's impossible, but now that we're so close to 2,500 subs, it would be cool to hit 2,500 by the end of the year, which is 2 days away. It won't happen, but it would still be cool. Honestly, never thought I would say that. Pork loin and mashed potatoes for dinner. That sounds awesome. I haven't had a good pork loin in a while. I may have to make some. What's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? And a veggie. What's your favorite veggie to have with your pork loin? I feel like pork loins are kind of like roasts. I mean, they're not like roasts. Wedgie. You don't want a wedgie. That's funny. I like potatoes and carrots with the pork loin. Depends on how it's seasoned. But yeah, some carrots, some broccoli, and some potatoes. I'm not picky though. Pork loin is pork loin and food is food. Hey, Soldier Farms. Thank you for being here. Forgot my glasses. I wish I would have brought my glasses in. With this gnome house, I'm not really concerned with it being perfect. Matter of fact, I want it to be kind of wonky. I don't want the windows to be perfect. So we're just gonna go, I'm gonna err on the creative side. See what happens. I'm gonna let the flesh shaft do the work and go from there. And just so you guys know, it's not your birthday. So all of this, I was kind of excited yesterday, and I didn't record any of it. I didn't go live, but 80% of this I carved out with the shaping discs from Kutzel. And man, that was a blast. You can see I got in there deep. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Thank you for being here. I got deep into this wood. And what I was doing was I would take the taper burr. Yeah, Rusty's birthday was yesterday. I would take the taper burr, cut around, get deep, and then I would take the shaping disc, get in there and hollow that out. And man, that was a blast doing that. I enjoyed that. That was fun. And it saved a lot of stress on the burrs because it wasn't taking out so much wood. So I think that was a good investment picking those up. So do you guys have any plans for New Year's Eve? I know I will be home. And more than likely, whether Rusty wants to or not, I don't know what his plans are. I will go live in some fashion. Haven't really set up a guest because I figure it's a holiday that everybody would be busy. So is it Bill Shoup's birthday? I did not see that pop up on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure we're friends. I will have to double check. But if it is, happy birthday. Oh, so your birthday was December 6th, and I probably already sent you a happy birthday. Pretty sure I did. That's why I was like, what? Yeah, I don't go out anymore. Many reasons. For one, I don't drink. And for two, you're right. It's amateur night. And for three, I can't afford to get a DUI with my job. So if I were to drink, it just makes more sense to stay home than it does to go out and get pulled over, let alone go out and, I don't want to be that guy that hurt somebody because I was stupid and went out drinking and driving. It's not who I am. So, but like I said, I don't drink anymore anyway, so that's not really a concern. To be honest, chances are I won't even make it up till midnight. Yeah, correct. Or be the one that gets hurt. It's kind of like I believe they say Thanksgiving is like the biggest bar night of the year. Why would you even want to go out? I mean, there's just too many areas of concern on nights like that. And I'm not judging. If you're one of those guys that go out, and that's cool, that's you. But that's not me. I did my fair share of that when I was younger. You know, those are the best ones. I'll tell you a story. Me and my stories get me in trouble. So, my neighbor, years, had a graduation party. So all I had to do was stumble home. Literally, one house away. And, well, I made it home. But the moral of the story is, and this was years ago, so my daughter comes into the bathroom to go to the bathroom, and I hear, "Why is Deland sleeping in the bathtub?" That's what happens when you party with your neighbors. So Rusty's birthday was yesterday, yes. Rhinestone, Suzanne, and Runic did a really cool thing for Rusty's birthday. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Rhinestone Suzanne actually did a really cool carving of Rusty. And I believe Runic painted Rusty's toolbox. With the neighbors that used to be next door, yes, it was pretty much a frat party, but it was an epic frat party, and it's one that still gets talked about to this day with the kids, because if I remember correctly, the shower curtain was ripped off the shower, was wrapped around me, and the water may have been on. Not really sure. Don't remember much of it, just what I'm told. Yeah, the painting that Runic does, he does some fantastic work. But let's see, my daughter is going on 33 now, so that's when she was 18. So yeah, that's been just a couple of years ago. Wow, that's tough. That's tough to say that my daughter is 33. Hey, dogs are God's gift. Thank you. How you doing? All right. I appreciate the lesson, dog's gift, but let's not spam things. All right. I love having you here. I love to sit down privately and speak with you about God. But just don't spam stuff, okay? Hey, Amy, how are you? a simple hello first would have been pretty cool. And if you want to get into a conversation about the Lord on my live, I will let you know everything that you don't know. So we can do this privately, or you can be cool, because I hate to embarrass you. Just saying. No, it's all right, Kevin. As long as he doesn't keep spamming, that's fine. I'm not gonna. If somebody's gonna come in and be like that, I'll give them their chance. And like I said, if they want to have a conversation, I'll let them know what they don't know and school them. If they're gonna be cool, they can stay. Hey ES, how are you? I don't get offended by religious stuff on this channel. I don't. I know it's not something that we normally talk about because I'm carving. But at the same time, if they're going to be cool, they'll be cool. If not, then they're cool. But yes, thank you. Where did my brushy brush go? Because I don't have the fan on. And I don't know where the brushy brush went. I just had the brushy brush cleaning off the table. Is it back here? Nope. Oh well, that's all right. Yeah, and that's fine. They jump in, they jump out, whatever. But either way, I'm glad you guys are here. And if you haven't, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Smash that like button at the very least. Shows we've got 42 people watching. That's awesome. What I am doing is I am working on a gnome house. I have the door cut in. I've got 2 windows cut in. I've got a bay window. My gnomes are going to have a bay window. I think they need to have a bay window on the 2nd floor so they can look out and see the sunset or the sun rising, depending on which direction the house is set. My story. Hey Tim, how you doing? So I'm working on that. I'm going to get that in a little bit deeper, and then I'm going to cut in like a little window frame. Same with the door and these windows down here. Then I'm going to go through and carve in some wood patterns to look like it's in a tree, which it is. It's kind of brilliant. It's brilliant that you can do that. So let's see. Let me say hi to everybody. I haven't said hi to many people. Dad just got here. Thank you for being here, Dad. Amy's here. Soldier Farms is here. Kevin's here. Tim List is here. My brother Jeff is here. ES is here. And then God's Gift was here. Carrie's here. Canadian Chris. The Shoops were here. I'm not sure if they're still here. Baron the Boss Lady was here. Mike is making stuff was here. Awesome. And I don't think I missed anybody. If I missed anybody, sorry about that. All right. Grumpy, the Grumpmeister, is in the house. Grumpy, you and I are going to talk, brother, because I've already talked to another person, and I'm going to talk to you come January. I'm starting to get more guests on the show, and I'm going to talk to you about coming on the show. So be prepared for an email. If you tell me no, that's fine, but I want to give you the chance to come back on, because I know one day you said that you weren't ready, but then in chat you said that you might be ready. So let's work on getting you on here. I would really like to get you on the Thursday Night Live. I think that would be a lot of fun. What burr am I looking for? Here we go. So yeah, I'd love to get the old Grumpy Pants on the live. And my plans are for 2026, as I was talking about earlier, doing more builds. I'm hoping it's going to be a nice little mix of builds, crafts, carving, because I have a post up, and it seems like so far everything is pretty much neck and neck on what everybody wants to see. So I'm going to try and do a nice little mix for everybody, which is cool. And I'm also going to get back where I'll still try and have some bigger channels on, because I think you guys appreciate having the bigger channels on, but I really want to get back to helping and getting the smaller channels on. The shoots, you guys are going to be getting a message, because I do want to have you guys on, so be prepared. And let's make 2026 a killer year. Heck yeah, let's make it a good year. Let's make it a good year for everybody, not just this channel. Rusty is working hard to get his shop going, so let's make this good for Rusty. Get all the other channels moving along too. That's what I hope. Let's go. That's right, let's go. And I know Bear and the Boss Lady has been on before, but maybe they can come back on. They need all the help they can get. I mean, they've only got like 5 or 6 subscribers. What am I looking for? What do I want to do? I know what I want to do. Let's see. Bear's got 22,000 plus. Oh, I must not have had my glasses on. I thought it was only 22. No, I know better. I know he's up there. We need to get everybody's channel to 22 plus. What do you think about that? Everybody in this little community, let's get them to 22 plus. That would be awesome. A 2 foot gnome, the Dremel might be, Tim, I had, when I was in here on with this, I used the shaping discs, the shaping burrs. Where are they at? They're right here. I used the angle grinder with these, and man, that was so much fun. So much fun. It dug out beautifully. Hey, Nikki, Fusion Rockets, thank you for being here. It dug out all this wood perfectly and saved having the burrs to have to do all that stuff. I'm really, really liking those shaping discs. But now, one thing I'm going to share with you guys. So, as mentioned, I've been playing with the shaping discs, and I'm going to move this up for a minute so you can see this. I started and finished my very first eagle. Are you guys ready for this? You ready? My very first eagle. Man, what do you think? It's a beauty, isn't it? Holy crap, the detail I've got in that. Look at that. The beak's right here. You can see the eyes over here. You know I'm joking. Yeah, I'm joking. I got a little carried away with the shaping discs. But that's how much wood those discs take out. I actually need to plan that out better. That was a nice chunk of wood that I was going to try and make a fairy house out of, or a gnome house. And I need to draw it out better, and I need to block it out better. But that's something I'm going to do one day with those shaping discs, is make a bigger house. I think it'd be really cool. You guys are tough tonight. That was supposed to be a fun joke. And one of you guys was like, oh, that's a crappy looking eagle. You guys must have a case of the Mondays. That's better, Tim. What the heck is that? That's right. That was a failure of a valiant attempt to try to do something new. And we'll work on that. It will happen. Let's see. Now you know it's nice. Do you want to see the eagle, Carrie? Here you go. It was completely a joke. Let me raise this up. Bam. I was using the shaping discs and decided to try and carve an eagle, and look how beautiful it came out. Yeah, so it was a joke. It was completely a joke. But those shaping discs, they are awesome. They remove some material in a quick way. No, it does not look like Amy Jo's eagle. Not whatsoever. And Kevin, it does have potential. It has potential to be a wonky fairy house if I go back to it. It's got potential. I'm going to work on it. It does not have potential as an eagle. And Carrie, you're right. It looks nothing like Amy Jo's eagles. I don't know if I'll ever get to Amy Jo's eagles level or bear levels or creation dust level, but all I can do is aspire and try. But it was funny. Hey, Matt. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that video, thanks to you and Amy Jo being in that video, got 28,000 views. That is awesome, and I owe it all to you guys. It has nothing to do with anything I did. It was because you guys, I even said that to Amy Jo, and she didn't believe me. So I put out another video after that, just to prove that it was only because of Matt and Amy that we got that many views, and the next one has less than 1,000. So I owe you guys a Christmas card or something. At least some royalties. But yeah, I was kind of excited for that video to get that many views. And it's still getting views. So I'm wondering if it will hit 30 views. We'll send the bank details. All right, we'll do that. But now, you may or may not know this. What's more important than the views is there a way to see if you guys received any new subs off of that video? Because I pushed both channels very hard. So is there any way to see if your sub count went up during that time? Because that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Did you see my dog Patch Morel? No, I have not seen that yet. But it sounds like something I need to look for. Tim, just as soon as I'm done with this live, I will go look for it. You know what I think's funny? I was joking about that eagle, and Carrie automatically went to, that ain't as good as Amy Jo's. That don't look nothing like Amy Jo's. Alright, I'm gonna have to pay Amy Jo to teach me how to do an eagle. Or Maybe I'll buy one of her eagles and just say, look what I made. No, I would never do that. Oh, Matt, you want to see my eagle? Okay, better be ready for this because this is classic. So I started using the shaping discs. Yeah, no, my nails will never look as good as anybody else's nails. I don't know how to do my nails. Yes. So no, I know, Carrie. I'm just joking. I'm just joking with you. So I tried starting to use the shaping discs yesterday on a pretty big piece of wood, and I got a little overzealous with the shaping discs, and I was joking and said, "Look, I carved my first bald eagle," and you can see the beak and everything. And yeah, no, it was just I got a little crazy with it. But no, Carrie, I can take it. I'm just messing around. But yeah, it was funny. So Matt, I think you have nothing to worry about as far as my shaping disc carving. Although I'm close, I'm not bald eagle material yet. Huh. A Picasso, that's right. You know what? That thing will be worth $10 million. It has potential. Potential for the fire pit. No, I'm gonna actually work on that and try and turn it into a house. Hey, Mark, how you doing, sir? Thank you for being here. So, if you guys, Mark, give me 1 second. I'm gonna make you an admin because you need to be an admin. I would like for you to put Mark, if you could put your okay, Kevin beat me. Go give Mark a subscribe. Seriously, the man does some fantastic carvings, and he doesn't, from what I've seen so far, he doesn't do power carving. He does all knife carvings, and he does a lot of littles. Go give him a sub. He does fantastic work. It's scary that you know what I was thinking. But yes, please, you have permission. Leave. Go give him a sub and check him out. Roy, how you doing, sir? Happy holidays, you guys. Yeah, I'm glad you stopped in. He does awesome work. He's like really good work. I can't even. Yeah, no, you are welcome, Mark. Although I've watched a lot of carvers before in the past, learning, I feel privileged actually to have Matt and Mark and Roy in the chat tonight, because I think that's almost the trifecta right there. Different styles, different things, but fantastic with all three, the way they do things. So that is really cool. Awesome, and thank you for being here. So now Matt, yeah, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, Carrie, go check out his channel. The man has some fantastic stuff. Yes. Yep. So, joking about the shaping discs, when I started on this yesterday, I did use the shaping discs to hollow this out because last time I made a house like this, it just took forever with the burrs. So I got the idea. I was going to take the taper burr, make my edges around, and then use the shaping discs to hollow this out. And man, oh man, did that work out fantastic. It was really good. Made it really easy. And it's a lot of work off of the flame burr and the ball nose burr and stuff. But I'm happy with that. And I will, if I make another one of these again like this, I will do it the same way because it just saves so much time and so much pressure on the normal burrs that it's almost worth doing it every time. It is kind of a small piece of wood to be using the discs on. I did have to be fairly careful, but it worked out really well. I am with this spot right here. I'm using a diamond burr, but for the most part, I try to use the Kutzel burrs. But excuse me one second. But when I'm doing like little fine cuts like this, just to put some lines in to give it texture, I will use either this burr here. I don't know how well you can see it. I only have a few fine burrs from Kutzel, so I want to save those for like finish. But when I put these fine lines in, I'll use these, but then everything else is pretty much, hey John, I use the Kutzel taper burrs, the flame burrs, the ball nose burrs, you know, all those. So there are, I'll show you mine. From here to here are the Kutzel burrs that I have. And then I have the 1/4 inch burrs up here that I use. And then the rest are just random burrs that I use for different things. So yeah. And the burrs that I'm learning to really like are these cone-shaped burrs that I've seen so many people like Matt and Amy Jo, a lot of people use. Those are becoming my favorites. And these T-burrs, I really like these T-burrs for doing undercuts. So yeah, mainly Kutzel burrs, but there are other burrs that I will use for different things. And I have one set of the fine Kutzels, and then I have the extremely aggressive Kutzels. And when you're doing little cuts like this, those aggressive ones just tear out too much wood. But as I get better and things move on, I plan on picking up more Kutzel burrs as I go along. So if you guys haven't yet, please hit that like button. And what I'm going to eventually do, right now I'm just kind of putting some texture back into this. I've done a few of these to where I go back through and I will put a bark pattern in here. I'm kind of holding off on that because I want to do something with this nub. I don't know yet if I want to cut it off or, and this is what I do. So I'll have to look into the ruby bits. That's cool. Let me write that down. I will write that down. A ruby bits. Oh, awesome. Okay, Roy. Well, when you take off, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. This is what I do. I start working on something, and I left this knot here for a reason. See ya, Carrie. I may end up trying to incorporate this in and carving some of this in. But if not, what I will do is I'll go through and carve a bark pattern into here just to make it look more like a tree. You might be right, Matt. I think Just Carve Rob does use ruby bits. I think I've heard him say that. So I'm going to go through, put a bark pattern in here, and I'm going to leave some of this because I like that as being a part of the house. So, but, oh, it's been an hour. All right. I'm going to hang out and talk to you guys for a little bit. I've been on for an hour. I should probably get in the house soon. But that's where we're at today. I will go through, sand this up, work on the door, put some more textures in through here, and get this thing looking really good. Electric Whittler, how you doing, sir? Thank you for being here. And thank you guys for being here on a Monday night. I just had to decide to go live. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Make the branch a chimney. That is a great idea. Yes, that is a great idea. And that could happen. So yeah, I may end up doing that. I don't know as if I'm going to paint this. I don't know what kind of piece of wood this is because it's found on the ground wood. But I've carved this before, and when you hit it with the clear coat, it just turns an awesome, awesome color. So I don't think I'm going to paint this one. But yeah, turn that into a chimney, do some brickwork on it. That would be cool. For sure. Awesome. And Tim, I will go look for your morale video when I'm done here. And Dad's, do you guys see Dad's snake walking stick? Holy crap. That thing came out awesome, and he's still working on it. But my goodness, that snake is looking something real. Yeah, he's really doing good on that. I have a few pieces of sticks over there that I wanted to turn into a walking stick. You heard I got a dusting of snow. Well, the garage is all cleaned up. I've already shoveled once. And when I shoveled, I had about 2 inches, and it was still snowing. So I'm going to say we got about 2 to 4 inches. I don't know about a dusting. But, no, I've already shoveled once. Hey, Raja. Yeah, well, I cannot wait for that walking stick to be done, Dad, because that was, wow, that was really good. And the head of the snake, that was, I mean, so the head of the snake looks fantastic, but the pattern of the snake skin that you were putting on it, I can understand where you said every 15 minutes you had to stop because all those fine lines and as perfect as you got them, oh my goodness. Yeah, that was good. Wow, if that was your first one, that's that's awesome. That is awesome. I have some unique driftwood over there that I want to carve, but it's just so unique. I want to get I want to wait until I'm a little bit better. Ralph, supposed to get 1 to 3 feet of snow and 80-mile-per-hour winds here in Buffalo, New York. Yes, it is going around. And, be careful. Those winds are something else. Lake Erie here in Michigan has disappeared. The wind shift has blown all the water out to the middle. It's just gone. So you can go out like 30, 40 and think about hitting water. And when the wind changes and it comes back, hopefully it doesn't cause any floodings or anything. And northern Michigan is getting hit. They are getting hit hard. I heard if you guys are familiar with it, the Mackinac Bridge, which connects the Upper Peninsula to the Lower Peninsula, was or is closed. And then call that a sheesh. Yes. And then the bridge right about mid-Michigan called the Zewalkie Bridge. That has been closed for a little bit due to weather conditions. So this weather is crazy. And to think yesterday here in Michigan, we had 50-degree weather. It was beautiful. I was out here in a t-shirt. And then today, it's Michigan. We get that snow, cold air, and wind. Yes, thank you. All right, dog. You're going to have to go, buddy. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do. But if you can't talk, come in and hang out and be cool. You're going to have to go. There we go. He's gone. Ha! You got all our water over there on the Buffalo side? I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Give it back. We need it. The walleye. We need it for the walleye. Ha! That's funny. So anybody knows. So God's gift was coming in here spamming some religious stuff. He was in here earlier spamming religious stuff, and now I am a religious type person, and I do believe in God, so I was not trying to be rude getting rid of him. But if you're going to come in here and spam and do that over and over again, then you got to go. So just so everybody knows, I wasn't trying to be rude. Everyone's welcome. Just don't come in here and spam. Yeah, Zewalkie closes a lot. It does. It's actually one of the most dangerous bridges around. But the Mackinac Bridge, they close that quite often too because of the high winds. There's been actual cars blown off of the Mackinac Bridge or flipped over due to the winds. So that's a crazy bridge to be on. And it's 5 miles long, I think it is. I think the Mackinac Bridge is 5 miles long. And it's It's a fun bridge to be on. I know my wife has done the Labor Day weekend walk on that bridge, and that's pretty cool. I've never done it, but she has. So awesome. All right, guys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you for being here. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button. And if you haven't hit the subscribe, please subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys again. And Ralph, if you're going to stick around, I will make you a moderator because you seem like you've been pretty cool. Awesome. All right. Thank you very much. And I'm going to make you a moderator. Awesome. So yeah, this year, it's going to be a fun year. We're going to be doing some builds. We're going to be doing some carvings. We're going to be doing some craft, making some crafts. So, you know, if you haven't seen the post that I posted, vote and see what you guys want. But we're going to be doing some furniture builds. We're going to be doing some crafts. We're still going to be doing some carving. I'm going to try and do a little bit of everything to keep it interesting. So thank you. And thank you guys for an awesome year. If you're on the Thursday live, you're going to hear it again. This year for this channel would not be possible or would not have been possible without you guys. So I appreciate you 100%. And the Shoops are going live tonight. Go watch Exploding Bowls. If you want to watch the Shoops, they will teach you everything not to do in turning. Awesome, Ralph. And no, I am just joking. Steve Walls, I carve lots of blocks of basswood from Amazon. It's relaxing and fun. Yes. Yes. Carving, I mean, for me, making period is relaxing and fun. I have not tried carving blocks yet, and maybe I need to do that. I've just went straight into logs that I find on the ground. I know Matt and Mark has some really good tutorials on how to carve blocks. So that's cool. If you guys have channels, put your channels in the chat before I end this. And if you can pick up a couple subscribers, do so. All right, Tim. Thank you, buddy. And Steven, I will make you a moderator as well. So here's going to be my advice. You can find softer wood like cedar or pine. I personally like carving the logs because I like the unique features. All right, do you want to put your channel in the chat? You can. You're more than welcome to do that here. So if you want to put your channel in the chat, go for it. I personally like logs because I like doing wood spirits and I love doing little fairy houses and gnome houses. But yes, you're right. Like your oaks and stuff, those are kind of hard. I like the harder side of woods because they don't rip out as easily. So, really it's preference, but I do want to start getting into blocks of wood and trying that. Awesome. Thanks for sharing your channels, guys. The table saw still scares me. So my thing is with the table saw, Tim, is as long as you've got a guard on it. Hey, David, how you doing? Try to get past the nerves of that. There's some things I will not do on a table saw. People talk all the time about resawing wood on a table saw, and that scares the living Jesus out of me. But for the most part, once you get used to the table saw, man, it's your friend. You can put 45s on. You know, you can do 45s with a chop saw, but the table saw a lot of times is my best friend. I do have the router and routing table over there that I use quite often. And my table saw is about 30 years old. It's about a 30-year-old Craftsman, and I love it. It's been true to me. It's been good. And yeah, use your push sticks. There's also things out there. The micro jig is really stupid expensive, but there are really good push sticks that you can either make or purchase to help keep your hands and your fingers away. But I would definitely use the guards. Yes, accidents can happen with any piece of equipment. Kevin, I believe, knows that. Tim, I believe, knows that. Yeah, I know why. Yep. I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, those old craftsmen's, you know, and we've talked about this many a times. We've talked about this on other channels many a times. You know what? If I'm going to sit here and talk for a second, let me do this. Hold on one second. I might as well put myself on camera. Hold on. Sorry about that. All right. Can you see my pretty face now? Or did it flip? Let's see. Okay. Yes, the older tools, they just last longer. And they were built differently. I have a Ryobi table saw over there that I do not use. Not that I don't like Ryobi. If you look, most of my shop is Ryobi, strictly out of cost. But the older tools I have, the older drill presses, the older band saws, the table saw, they just seem to work so much better than newer stuff. Just picked up a Craftsman 12-inch bandsaw for free, new tires, new blades, and adjustments, and it cuts beautifully. Yes. I picked up new rubbers for my inch Craftsman bandsaw that's over there 2 years ago because the other rubbers blew out. They were just dry rotted and old, and they needed to get upgraded. So once I put new rubbers on the wheels, man, that thing cuts beautifully. I did snap the blade on that because I was being stupid, and luckily it wasn't on camera. But once I get a new blade, that will be back up and running. And behind me, you might be able to see it in that mess. Maybe you can't. I was gifted a 14-inch bandsaw right behind me. I got it up and running. I just need to get new blades for it. And then this summer, when I get the garage cleaned up, get the shop redone, I plan on getting that out because it still runs well. And I'll be using that. And eventually, this is a joke to a lot of people, I will be getting my first vise into the shop. So be looking for that. I'm going to do some vise videos, and I only bring that up because it was a joke with Matt Carves and Tim List and a few other people when they found out that I don't have a vise. I'm one of the only people that don't have a vise. So that I will be working on. But yeah, that's going to be fun. I got a lot of plans. A lot of plans. And as long as you guys are still willing to watch and stick around and go through this with me, I'm willing to share it. And it's good. It is good. Still stab 400 grit was not the right choice to smooth. Insulate your shop. Yes. So that is something that I'm going to work on, because right now my shop is my garage. So we have, the garage is a mess. It's tore up. It is tore up, and I'm fighting to keep my section at least cleaned out enough to use. But this summer I'm going to gut this place, set everything back up, because I really want to rearrange everything. Probably going to do some workbench videos, and at least my section of the shop, I'm going to get some insulation up and try and make it a little bit warmer in here. Film it from Miami. That would be beautiful. I would love to go to Florida. I have a 40 by 60 barn. Nice. Nice. How do you keep that warm? Nice. A 40 by 60 barn. That's awesome. I'm going to go over to Ralph's house, start setting up shop, or using his equipment. And right now, even with the wind, you know, I have a small heater right next to me, and it's doing the job. But yeah, when it gets to 15, 10, below zero, a propane heater, okay. All right. I may have to try that and try not to set the place on fire. But it's only those really cold days that it bothers me. And it's funny, if you look at some of the videos on those cold days, you can actually see my breath while I'm talking to the camera. So that's funny. Hey Sal, how you doing? I am in Michigan. That's where I'm located. Everybody else is pretty much spread out all over the place. I think I would only need one propane heater. Just, you know, for my area, just to keep the chill off. But insulating and maybe get some drywall up or something would definitely keep it a little bit warmer in here. Nice, Philadelphia. You guys, I have a 35 by 35 coming. I need to start buying these buildings and just putting them in the... I'm in Attica, New York, just outside of Buffalo. So, Ralph, I'm going to ask a question, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But do you drink bourbon at all? Because there is a YouTube channel, and they are from New York, and they are called Bourbon School. Brian is awesome. So if you're into bourbon at all, and you're in the New York area, Buffalo area, look into them. They're really good people. You can stay here. I want you to stay here, but I'm just saying, if you haven't heard of them, they're from your neck of the woods. And Sale, how's Philadelphia doing today? How's the weather with you guys? Hopefully it's good. But yeah, I'm love talking, but I'm gonna head out, call it a night. Jeff Booze. Yeah, Bourbon School is really cool, so check them out. But hey, I am gonna call it a night. Head in, get warm, and get some of this sawdust off me. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here, and look forward to more stuff. Thursday nights, we do a live with me and a guy called Professor Rusty, and that's pretty fun. We normally have guests on to where we interview other creators. Take it easy, David. So that's fun. Yeah, Ralph, it was nice to meet you too. So check us out on Thursday nights, and then I'm gonna try and put at least 1 or 2 videos out a week, on top of my carving lives and stuff. And Mark, thank you for being here. So awesome. Have a great night, guys. Thank you very much for being here, and take it easy.